Here we are. It feels like forever. Gym Teacher Dreams took a little break from putting out material and from each other. It's like I wanted to play Missing You. I want to send you a text with it. Missing you since you've been gone away. But here we are back again. Gym Teacher Dreams coming at you. Still zoom, 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 and a boom, boom.
That's right.
So, yeah. So, go ahead.
It has been a long time. You know, I had family in town, had the 4th of July weekend, and then more family in town. So it's been busy.
Yeah. How's your house? It's all put back together?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mowed this morning. I told you that. And it needed it, but it had been a couple weeks since I'd mowed. You know, I mowed on July 3rd or July 2nd. I mowed before the holiday, before we hosted some family, and then just really haven't had to mow since. So it was time and needed it. It was good to get out there, but yeah. So it had been, what is that? That's 17 days maybe since I'd mowed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Nope.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Family all good. They all safe and back in their cribs.
That's right.
All right. You said earlier.
Back where they belong.
You said before that there weren't any good stories. At least on the podcast. So I have some stories.
Yes.
I don't know if they're any good, but I have some stories. So yeah. First thing is, I've decided that I'm trying to be a professional cornhole bat thrower.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You doing a lot of practicing?
Yeah. Been throwing. I put lights on mine.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I need to see those then.
So I put some lights on it, and then we were happened to be, I don't know, maybe Walmart somewhere, and it was like shining, you know, with the lights.
Music. You had some music going.
And I saw bags that were whatever it is, whatever the league is approved. So now I said, Heather, I got to get them. So we have the official bags where one side is slick and the other side, kind of, it's not sticky, but it's not supposed to slide. So there's a slick side and a sticky side.
I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a slick and a sticky side.
I did not either.
I have a question then. We played some bags over the 4th of July weekend, had some fun with that. Is there like ways that you are supposed to or are not supposed to hold and throw the bags? Are there rules against that?
I don't know. Why? Who was someone holding them illegally?
Well, I mean, there was a way that I used to throw them, and it wasn't as effective. So I was sort of toying with my grip and my throw, and I started to become very, very accurate with my new method. And I just thought, why don't more people do this? You know, so I thought maybe it was illegal. Kind of like shooting free throws, you know, just.
You can't tell people what your new grip or throw is, or. No,
I can't.
I've gone to the spin, you know, the opposite, like the bowl roll. So bowling, you know, you turn your wrist this way. When I throw,
you go like, backward.
Yeah, no, not like this. It's like this, and I've gotten pretty good.
Okay, because that was like my old method. I did that. I had like a frisbee throw almost, and I wasn't accurate, you know, and it was frustrating. So I guess, I don't know, I have a couple sets of bags. Maybe in a future podcast, maybe we'll do it live on location at your glow-in-the-dark boards, and then we can discuss grips and stuff like that. You write it down. Put it on your board of ideas.
Still up there. All
right. Good. And then we'll discuss in more detail. It'd be easier for me to show you if I were holding the bag or throwing the bag.
All right. So then we bought a boat. I don't know if I've told our listeners.
Probably not the listeners.
Yes. So we bought a boat, and we took it out. The first time we took it out, we decided to take it out in Lake Geneva.
Okay. Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
I saw pictures. I'm not going to lie. On Facebook.
So anyway, I trying to drive the trailer back into the water did not go well, and I knew it wasn't.
Yes. Okay.
And so it got to the point where I couldn't do it. So the dude that's in the parking lot with me
You just
still,
flagged some dude down.
no, the guy that kind of runs the parking lot over there. So while I'm still in the driver's seat, he from outside through the window, he grabs the wheel and just
Starts
and we're
cranking.
there. And we're there. Yeah.
Awesome.
So then as I take it, so we get the boat in the water, we take it out. So I take the car and the trailer to put parking lot. Now the parking lot is with trucks and trailers all over. So
Yeah.
I couldn't get it into a boat that had a lot of room. I mean, there was a lot of room to be able to maneuver to get this out there. Then I have to try to put this in the parking lot with all these cars around. So I tried a couple times and like, this ain't work. So I got out quick. I unhooked it off my car and I picked up the trailer, pushed it into the parking lot, hitched it back up, and then got to the boat.
Awesome.
Yeah. So then to get the boat, I couldn't do it again. I had it going straight one time. And as I thought, oh, here we go. Finally, this dude, this lifeguard just strolls through and makes me stop. And then it was done.
Yeah. Messed you up.
Yeah. So the needs to say it was a frustrating, anxious couple days. I told my wife maybe she'd find a boating husband because this dude can't do it.
Practice.
Well,
It's like everything.
So then when we decided we were going to go out, again, I went to practice. I went to North Grove and I practiced. And I got pretty good at going straight because, they said you got to look back at it and watch the boat. So when the boat turns, you got, the wrong way, you start turning it. And I got pretty good at going straight. I was okay at getting it in spots. So we decided to go to the Mighty Miss. Morgan wanted to go out with us. So we went to Savannah and I put it in okay. So, and then Peyton pushed us off the dock. Now, you've got your ropes that help, so anyway, so he's on the dock, he's got the rope and he pushes us off. As he pushes us off, he throws the rope in the boat and stands on the dock.
So he's not going. He's like, bye guys.
We're like, what are you doing? I mean, and
Right.
he had no idea he was like, I don't know. So we had to kind of reverse. And when I mean reverse, Heather is the main driver right now until this guy gets comfortable. But the river was perfect. Not a lot of people there. It was not windy, so it was awesome. So we're riding and we're almost to the lock and dam.
Yeah.
And you got the buoys in the river, green, red, supposed to stay in between. Well, it was a big open area. Saw a green buoy, didn't see the other one. We're like, well, where it is? So we're just, the kids are on the wakeboard, and then all of a sudden, and we stop, and we hit bottom.
Oh.
And Peyton, who was in the back on the board, stops and stands. Well, he actually was standing. He was, and the water's knee deep. So we, get out. We look at the prop, and half of one blade is gone, and
Oh no.
and two of the other ones were lost, a little dinged up, and then the bottom, whatever that's called, I guess it's a skate. I looked it up. That was broken. So
I'm sorry, man.
I know. So we could still go, but we couldn't go past 12 miles per hour. So you imagine we were 15 minutes away. For those who don't know, we're approximately Lock and Dam's halfway in between Thompson, Fulton-ish.
Yeah.
So we had to drive 15 miles going 12 miles per hour. It took us, hour and a half, 2 hours to get back. Yeah. But we stopped at a sandbar, so no, it was nice up to that point. So, and even then we had Manny's afterwards.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Makes it all worth it.
Right off. Yeah. Wasn't as good as it, I don't know. It was just a little off, I felt. The pizza was.
Really?
Yeah. So now we're trying to find someone that will get us prop. We went to Cabela's yesterday. thinking, you know, maybe they'll have props and we can talk to them. Their service for boats don't work on Sundays.
Okay.
So that didn't work. So we're waiting for a couple calls from people to see if we can get it fixed. So I don't know if we're even going to make it out again.
Dang. No bueno.
And the problem is we have no power because when we don't know, we tried to put stereo in and it kind of messed up. And so our depth finder's not working. So that's not helping either. So
you guys were trying to put the stereo in by yourselves?
Yeah. I spent hours on it.
And YouTube, you're checking like YouTube and all that stuff?
Yeah.
I think that's great. I mean, that's kind of what I try and do is try and learn things, try and do things myself. But, you know, there's a certain level that my abilities stop at, right?
Right. Me too. I mean, pretty much at the beginning. But I even said last night, I said, I'll rewire it. I'll rewire all of it to have an idea. Because, you know, you got old wires, different fuses. It's just, So anyway, been busy with the boat, you know, so.
Good. Keep you busy.
Yeah, and I tried different things. Like I said, I tried to fix it and do it. So it's got me out of my comfort zone with that. That's the biggest thing is, our boat has been fun, but, Lake Geneva is super choppy also, by the way. A lot of boats, even on it was Friday morning.
Okay.
And then just super choppy. And so I don't think we'll go back there. We'll try some different lakes. But Preston really liked Mississippi. Yeah. Because, you know, it was pretty calm. Yeah. And we would go during the week, and, you know, because we were teachers. Mm-hmm. And there's not that many people. So we could potentially, you know, hit the Mississippi again. And what was the weight limit? It's 5 people or like 1,200 pounds or something like that? 6 people or the book says 1,000. The sticker or whatever in the boat says 900. Okay. And we were over it. Or no, we were over the poundage. We had 6 people and we were over it. Okay. Dang. Yep. How about driving it? Like, you have the trailer. I mean, I've never. Well, okay. One time I helped my brother-in-law move, so I had a truck with a trailer on the back, and you know that's makes me a little nervous too. You know, if you get up to speed and all of a sudden, you know, you get a little wobble. We haven't got any wobble, but I'm very concerned about it. Right, and so I'm very uncomfortable. As soon as it bounces, I'm like, oh gosh, you know. So, So let's see. Before we went to Geneva, we had a storage unit we were going to store it in. So we went to try it. Wasn't long enough, so it took the boat back, and apparently didn't have it on the hitch good enough. So we were on the fire station over by my house. I had to turn left because the back seat pops open, or the back of it where it covers the motor, because the snaps are too long and the wind gets it and pops it. So I had stopped for that, and I needed to find a place to turn around. So I took the car. So I was driving nice and slow, and all of a sudden I hit a bump, and the trailer, I heard it took a huge bounce, and now is off the hitch. And so I stopped, and I probably in hindsight should have kept going. So I don't know what to do. So I thought, oh gosh, it's going to crash into my car. Uh-huh. And it bumped my car, it scratched my car, but the trailer went underneath the car, and it stopped before the boat hit it. So here I am, middle of the road. I'm already frustrated, already scared about driving it, and now that happened. So I get it on the hitch. I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally different than what I had it before. And so driving it to Lake Geneva was very stressful in the first place, because every bounce I was worried it was going to come off, you know. And so then having trouble getting it into the water. And then I was frustrated. I couldn't drive because I just couldn't do it. There's too many people, choppy. I was flustered. I had a long 2 days. I was a little anxious, I'll say, with that.
So when you get to Lake Geneva, did you find a public slip to get the boat in, or do you have to pay someone? What do you do for
They,
that?
they have multiple places, but we heard the best place was the one we went to. You had to pay for parking and the dock it, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. So yeah. And in Savannah,
Okay.
we went down to Marquette Park and popped it in there. So, yeah. But it's a little boat,
Adventures in boating.
it's only about 16 and a half, so it's not a super big boat. And on Lake Geneva, when they got bigger boats and the water's choppy, I mean, we if we didn't slow down and we hit those waves, we were airborne. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It was fun, but it took a while to relax. But you couldn't swim in Lake Geneva just because there's so many boats and choppy. So we'll see. If it costs too much,
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be out again this year.
Oh man.
Because if we need a lower unit, I've seen it up to around 1G.
Whoa.
Yeah. So and we don't really have that. So
Right.
we'll see what happens.
You have to go donate some swimmers.
Yeah. Yeah. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah. All right. So what else we got?
What you watching?
What am I watching? I spent a lot of time yesterday watching Netflix and various things. So again, it has been a while. I don't know if you were aware or if the population was aware that our air conditioning went out. Okay. And like we were saying, we try and, fix things or diagnose things ourselves. And we have, some friends that have more knowledge than us. So when, you're trying different things, we tripped the fuse a couple times and or tripped the circuit, whatever. And we had some issues with our television and like everything that was plugged into a certain power strip. So our television broke. We needed a new cable box, and the PS4 isn't functioning properly now because of this whole thing. So we got a new TV, and the TV, smart TV, it's our first smart TV, but it has Roku connected to it. So we were checking that. We also we got Disney Plus. So one thing that I watched this weekend was Solo. I watched that again, and it did remind me of a trivia question. The Rise of Skywalker is, I believe, the last or the most recent Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, I forget I forget what the
I made a mistake.
was.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. But I had watched Solo and brought the boys to the theater to watch it, and there was like a funny moment that we had related to the movie and whatever. So we sort of relived that. I won't go into those details because it's sort of embarrassing for me, but that's one thing that I watched on Disney Plus. Did watch Toy Story 4. That was the first time I saw Toy Story 4 was a couple days ago.
I haven't seen it.
So what am I watching? I guess it's not really one thing. I watched several episodes of Forensic Files last night. But just navigating, Roku and what it offers. I did finally watch The Last Dance. That is something since we've been together. I binge watched that in, a day and a half or whatever. I don't know if disappointed is the right word, but how everybody was like so high on The Last Dance. I was kind of like, there were better, like 30 for 30s, but whatever. It is what it is. Kind of felt the same way about Hamilton. So I watched Hamilton, which was on Disney Plus.
So did I.
And for everybody that's like raving about Hamilton, I was like, nah, it was okay.
I watched it and I started it, and I got it half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, they're going to sing the whole time. And maybe I don't know musicals as much. I would like to have some, not everything is sung. So I'm like, Heather, I can't do this. I can't watch 2.5 hours of the singing. So
yeah,
I went off, did something else, came back, watched the end.
Okay. No, I watched it straight through, and I was impressed by the dude who wrote it, and to write all of those raps about Alexander Hamilton and his life. That's super creative, and I give him tons of credit for that. But just the musical overall, I thought Rent was like 100 times better, for instance. My sister was in Oklahoma like 25 years ago. I mean, I'm sorry, people. Fulton High School put on a better production of Oklahoma than this group in Hamilton. That's just me. I'm sorry. Yeah. I know some people aren't going to like that, but one of our colleagues is a huge Hamilton fan, and I know my wife really, really enjoyed it, but I was kind of with you. It actually makes me feel a little bit better to hear you, having some similar feelings about it.
Because if I would have stayed, it would have been another 15 minutes, and it was
Lights out.
sleepy food time.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I couldn't get into it. Well, we watched Hannah because we have Prime,
okay.
and we got to watch second season. So Hannah, they kind of stole baby girls and turned them into genetically engineered perfect soldiers.
Whoa.
And Hannah had a guy who took her before she got into the program, and he taught her everything, so she had all this genetics that they had put into her, but then this guy taught her, so, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty good, action packed. So we watched second season of that. Trying to think what else we watched. That's all I can think
William
of.
was on a bender watching Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He watched, all those start to finish. Honestly, I think he watched them each twice.
Yeah.
So I ended up, I was in and out of the room, but I caught a lot of that also. Those are some things that have been on the television recently, I guess.
I only got 10 minutes in, but I started watching Anaconda today. Star-studded.
Yeah.
J-Lo, Ice Cube.
I remember him, yeah.
John Voight.
Yeah.
Another girl that was pretty big back in, whenever that came out. I don't remember her name. A couple others, but I didn't realize it had quite the cast.
Yeah. So, and yesterday, again, like I said, it's nothing in particular. I'm binge watching, but it's not like you watching Hannah or whatever. But I watched the incredible Burt Wonderstone. Have you seen that? It's a few years old. But you talk about, again, a good cast. It had Steve Carell as a magician. He's like the lead magician. Steve Buscemi is his like right-hand man. Here was one. I don't think this gal was in our 64-team tournament, but she should have been. Olivia, is it Wilde?
Yeah.
Right?
Either Olivia Mann or Olivia Wilde, both of them, yeah.
It's Wilde. It's definitely Wilde.
Wilde, right.
Yeah, I was impressed with her skill set, we'll say. And then, oh my goodness, Jim Carrey was like their, what do you call it? The other guy, he's like a David, is it Blank, right?
Yeah.
That type of magician. So, he was the up-and-comer that was trying to take down the guys that had been there for a long time. But pretty good flick. Comedy, of course.
Yeah. I can't remember. What else have we done? I know we watched some other stuff, but I can't think of them at the time.
Yeah.
Wrote 3 songs. Wrote 3 songs.
I let you down. I haven't written any.
3 to 5 tournaments. So getting up there.
So you're ready to go.
Yeah.
I do have a game for you, but I don't know if it'll fit in here. We probably should have another episode or something.
Right. This episode's like catching up.
Yeah. Just 2 dudes who haven't seen each other for like 3 weeks, and yeah. How's if you don't mind me asking, you doing okay? You're winning the days?
Yeah. I think when I told you that was during after the voting.
Okay.
So it takes a couple of days for me to get back off of it when I do have a little bit of an issue. But besides that, it's been pretty solid.
Cool.
Yeah. I've been every chance I've gotten, every new people, because we had a graduation party yesterday, or people in the hood, I got to tell them like my dad jokes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
see, I need to keep a running list of these because since that episode, I've had a couple good ones either said to me or, I've heard them or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that would have been a good one. And of course I can't think of them now.
Right. But dad jokes, I'm like, Then on the way to Wisconsin, Heather put on these former teachers that have become stand-up comedians.
Okay.
Can you imagine? We'd have some good sets for a while.
Yeah, I think we could probably write some stuff.
Right. That, once again, I don't know if we could stand up in front of someone, but we definitely would have some good stories because you can relate to some of the things so we heard 3 or 4 sets from different former teachers, and it was pretty good.
So, I thought when I was younger, that's something that I kind of wanted to do. But like you said, and especially now as I've gotten older, a little bit nervous in front of crowds, So I don't know how well I would have been able to do that. But, there was a time where I was sort of in my mind, writing material, never really put it to pen and paper. But, kind of like you with the songs, just ideas were in my head. And very, very honestly, I'd probably be embarrassed or ashamed of some of the content that I had brewing up here, but it's probably a good thing that I didn't put it to paper. But you brought that up, and like I said, yesterday I spent a lot of time watching TV, probably more than I'm supposed to. But another thing that I watched a few episodes of, ironically, because you just said that, he's a Christian comedian, and his name is John. I think it's pronounced Christ, but it's like spelled like Christ, I think, but maybe no H, but whatever. You can check it out. Real funny stuff. He has some real funny content, and one of them was kind of like what you're saying, but you know how there's like those real sad commercials about like adopt the child from a third world country?
Right.
Like one of his bits was about adopting a millennial, so it's like, for just $2,900 a month, you can, give a millennial all of their needs, all the Starbucks coffee they need, and, all their Amazon Prime subscription and these things. And it's funny. It's good stuff. But, so, you're talking comedians, and, it's similar to like teacher going comedian. Here's a Christian comedian. It's just an interesting viewpoint. I like his content. He's pretty good.
Okay. John Chris.
Yeah, I'll send you some information on that too.
All right. The guitar. Actually, my niece. The niece is gonna teach me how to play the guitar. She's been taking lessons.
Yeah.
But I still haven't practiced that enough. I don't want to say it, but I exercised today again. I started over again, so
yeah,
we'll see how long I can get there with that. But pretty uneventful.
Mowing the lawn was my exercise. I sweat my cojones off when I'm mowing the lawn. So
played a lot of show.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of show.
Well, I think my kids are in withdrawal because, like I said, the PS4 isn't working right. So PS4, the show is one thing they haven't been playing.
Yeah, I don't have any other truly funny stories, I don't think. I'm sure there is because I'm the butt of pretty much all the jokes in my family.
Oh boy. Did your parents, they didn't go out on the river with you in the boating expedition?
We had 6.
Did they meet you up at Manny's though, or did take it to their house? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. What's his name? Morgan's boyfriend came with us, and Peyton came down too. So.
What's his name? Good job.
What is his name? David.
David.
Yeah, David came.
Loyal listener, I'm sure. So.
Yeah. So we had 6, and my mom had some surgery, so
another.
I don't think she's boat ready yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's done. She's had her fair share.
Yeah, it sounds like it. She had hips and knees, right, or something.
Yeah, her knees.
She's like the coach.
She's battled cancer.
Yeah.
A couple times. So yeah. Me, I stubbed my toe. So I was walking upstairs, and I had put the vacuum up there, and I knew the cord was off the ground, but at that time, that was a day before I walked by it, caught my foot, stubbed my toe, and just went face first to the ground.
Yeah.
And my family's got to the point where Preston just laughs. And my wife just kind of yells up, "Y'all okay?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. But it hurt. And that was after I stubbed my toe the day before. There's something that goes on every day that just makes me want to go.
Seriously?
Finish it. Yeah.
Don't do it.
And then it's like, of course, then my wife, but it's like, why do I always fall? And then my wife makes fun of me for it. Yeah, there's something happens that makes you go,
Yeah. Yeah. I was, I don't know, putting stuff away in the garage, and I had sort of like one of those moments where it's like, I'm getting old, you know? And I was trying to put a cooler up, you know, I got some shelves, you know, and the coolers go on the top shelf. So it was after the 4th, you know, kind of the cleanup. So I'm putting the coolers up there, and they didn't want to go back up the way that they were, you know, they didn't want to fit just right. So one started to come back down, you know, so I had to catch it. I lose my balance. And of course our garage is in disarray, you know, probably like most people's, right? So I thought I could kind of step to the side to like balance myself. Well, then I like step on some piece of sporting equipment that the boys left out or whatever, you know? So then I'm like tripping, stumbling, and the cooler's still falling. I don't quite have it caught. It ends up falling on my glasses, you know, which then bend. And I just kind of gave up and did like the tuck and roll. I'm like, I'm going down, you know, I'm not going to brace myself. I'm just going to tuck and roll. And no one heard it. No one saw it. Thank goodness. And I'm okay. You know, it's not like I was injured and needed a neighbor to save me or whatever, but I just, I can't remember a time where I felt so unathletic. You know what I mean? When I see people do that, in fact, this happened to my wife like a month or two ago, and I told her, I'm like, what I always say is be an athlete, you know, show some athleticism, right? And I was sort of thinking that to myself as I laid on the ground for like 2 minutes, just thinking, what just happened? You know, it's like a few years ago, 20 years ago, I could have like kept my balance. I could have caught the cooler, you know, everything would have been fine. I'm losing it, right? We're getting older.
Yeah.
I guess that's one story that I had since we've been together. Oh, it bored you, huh? That story was so good.
Yeah.
Gave you the yawns?
I'm getting a little tired. It's like when you're down in Florida or Mexico. What time is it? Like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That's siesta time. It's when it rains. It rains. You both take your siesta.
Yeah. All right. Should we let the listeners, both of them, go get their siesta? Should we wrap it up?
Wrap this one up. Yeah. Wrap it up.
Sure. All right. Well, it was good catching up. Good seeing you again.
Yeah.
And listeners, thanks for listening. Both of you, we appreciate you. And as always, this is a Gym Teacher Dreams podcast. Make sure you tell a friend or two.
Yeah. Thank you, people. We love you. We miss you too.